Hey, so I'm on my lunch break. This is where I enter the woods. Just do this little area here. But it's a little overgrown with weeds, so I have to kind of push my way through there. All right, let's go. All right, so I'm at my next location for knife throwing, or my first location along my hike. When I first arrive at a location, I'll do my spin technique throws, the spin technique and no spin. I'll do my spin technique throws, make sure I still got those, I'm still doing those well. And then I'll do my no spin technique. So because I'm still practicing no spin, I'm a little dicey at it. I'm still practicing it, I'm not all that great. So I play this little game with myself to get better. I'll go at a medium distance, and if I get all three in at a medium distance, allow myself to go to a far distance, which is about 7 meters, 6 meters. And if I get one in at the far distance, then I'll allow myself to continue throwing at the far distance until I don't get 3 in. When I miss all 3, I have to go back to the medium distance. And at the medium distance, I have to get all 3 in to allow myself to move back to the far distance. That's basically how it works. I'm gonna do my spin technique throws first, just to make sure I'm still practiced up with the spin technique, and then I'm gonna move on to my little no spin game. So basically, I got all 3 of those in for close, medium, and far distance. So I'm going to graduate over to my no spin game. And I'm just going to start at medium distance because close distance I know I can do. So medium distance, I have to get 3 in, and then I can go back to the far distance. And just so you have a point of reference, close distance is about 2 meters away. Medium distance is around 3 or 4 meters away from your target. And far distance is about maybe 5 or 6 meters away. That counted. I need to get a microphone so I don't have to keep coming up to the camera. But I got all 3 in at the medium distance, so I went back to the far distance. I got 1 in, so I get to keep going back to the far distance until I get none in. When I miss all 3, then I have to go back to the medium distance. While I'm doing this, I'm looking around and making sure that there's nobody walking through this woods, because I've had people catch me before doing this in public, if you can call this the public. It's a public park, but this particular woods, I use this woods because there's not too many people in it. There's another woods on the other side of the street, which is way more populated with people because there's asphalt trails. So I used to throw in there, but people kept catching me, and really, I really just don't want to freak anybody out because it is a little concerning when you see somebody throwing knives in the middle of the park or in the middle of the woods. But this woods, it's mainly just, there's no paved trail. Not too many people come through here. You see the odd person, it's usually just teenagers hanging out in here. But I don't want anyone to see me because I don't want to freak anybody out. Got one, so I get to go back. All right, so I moved on from that location. Coming up on my next one, this is only about a 40-minute hike, maybe 30 minutes. This is the next dead tree I usually throw at. I usually don't stop. I usually don't stop too long at this tree, just because it's on the path, and also if I miss, I don't like where it lands. It's hard to find the knives. That is a big deal when you're practicing knife throwing in the woods. I lost so many knives. That's why I use these 12-inch ones now. Well, they're easier to throw, and also they're harder to lose because they're bigger. But they get lost in the leaves a lot. All right. All right, so I'm going to be crossing the river. There's a river here, but I'm just going to go down here. I seriously need a GoPro or something. I'll do a couple of spin technique throws. Do my close, medium, and far. Fail. This one I'll do a no spin. I never get this. Ooh, got one. It's good practice because it's a thinner tree and helps me to practice with aim. And this one too. There's another one here. I'll do some no spin on this one. Cool. Okay, let me arrive here. Whoops, shit. That bounced into the water. Okay, that's my distance probably. So one down, one in the tree, and one in the water. So we're gonna hop down there. Alright. So now we gotta get across here. So usually do our no spin distances, our close, medium, and far distances. So I'm just going to do my close, medium, and far spin technique distances. Make sure I get all three at those three distances. And once I stick all three, then I'll move on to no spin practicing and play that little game that I was playing with myself earlier. I like to play games with myself. Got it. So I got all three of those. Now I'm going to move on to my no spin game. So I got all three. But I'm just looking out for people. I don't want anyone to see me doing this. It freaks people out. Usually they just turn around and walk the other way, slowly. I missed all three. I'm back to medium again. My punishment for sucking. So it's not just knife throwing practice, it's knife dodging practice as well. Basically, every time I throw a knife, I'm getting ready to either get out of the way. There's two places that I don't want to get hit with the knife when it rebounds off a tree. I don't want to get it in the neck vein, and I don't want to get it in the nutsack. I have got it in the shins, pretty much anywhere else I can deal with. It sucks, it hurts, but it doesn't happen very often either. But also this tree, and a lot of these dead trees have hard spots in them, so sometimes I'll actually stick the knife. I'll actually throw it properly and stick it, but it'll just bounce off because it either hits a knot in the tree or just some hard piece of wood. The knives that I'm using, I got them on Amazon. So these are basically Amazon special throwing knives. They're not that great. I think they do rebound more than the professional ones do. I am going to buy some professional ones. They're pretty expensive, but they are thicker, which is better for no spin. I can explain more of that later, but these are part of the reason why these rebound, I think, is because they're thinner and they're just cheap, right? But they do the trick for practicing when you're first starting out. There, I got one at the far distance, and that allows me to keep throwing at the far distance until I miss all three. And I'm basically just thinking out loud. I'm throwing in some information about what I know, you know, whatever tips I can offer. So I missed all three on that far distance. It's kind of annoying because this tree, it's dead. It's like mostly dead, but it still has some like wood in it that's hard. So a lot of these throws, I'm actually hitting the knife. I'm actually sticking it dead on, but it's just not sticking in because it hits something hard in there. I could also be throwing it harder. Alright, so we'll go out on a high note. As you can see, I almost got a knife to the face today, so always wear safety goggles. I have safety glasses that I almost always wear. I just forgot to bring them out today, but definitely want to wear safety glasses when you're doing this in case they bounce back. Again, I think once you get more professional knives, the thicker ones probably won't bounce back as much. It's because these are thin and probably more flexible, which is why they're acting as a leaf spring and just sort of coming back at you. But anyway, we're gonna head out. If you're watching this, I know I don't have very many subscribers right now, but if you're watching this, subscribe, like, and comment. See you later.